What we say in our spouse's presence or in their absence, it makes no difference. It affects the family. Yeah. What you say about your spouse is going to cause others to look at him, especially if it's negative, to look at him in the same way. That's true. I want you to also see in the book of Esther with the men. The men feared that the women would treat their husbands the same way Vashti treated her husband, with disrespect. And basically that's what the word is. She disrespected him. She dishonored him. Proverbs chapter 14 verse 1, it tells us that every wise woman, any wise women in here, let's see your hands. Okay, all right. Every wise woman encourages and builds up her family. But a foolish woman over time will tear it down by her own actions. That's Proverbs chapter 14, verse 1. Then Proverbs 24:3 says this. It says, wise people are builders. Wise people build families, build businesses, build communities. Imagine if this place here was filled with wise builders, every chair occupied by wise builders. Do you see how it would impact the community? And it also goes on and it says, and through intelligence and insight, the enterprises are established and endure. Now, why would a woman, and of course this doesn't pertain to any of you women in here, because we don't speak ill of our husbands. We only build up our husbands. But you know, there are people that's watching this, so it's probably for them. Okay. Lack of honor is why a woman would speak ill of her husband and try to control him. And the reason for that is because she thinks she's better. She thinks she knows more. She thinks she's wiser. She thinks she's smarter. And then it boils down to this. She wishes that he would be like her. I want you to think about this. Women, wives, women that were married, wives, what's your greatest complaint about your husband? Think about it. And then this is what I want you to think about. You're seeing it through your eyes. You're seeing something, for him that's probably not a problem, but for you it's a problem. Why is it a problem for you? Because you're seeing it through his eyes. I remember one time I was complaining to Miss Collins, and our dean was present. I was telling Miss Collins, he just comes in, and some of you have been to prayer one time when he showed up, and he was just mud from the top of his head to the soles of his feet. And I said, Miss Collins, he just comes in and he just takes off his stuff and he just drops it there. And Miss Collins said to me, well, it's his house as well. See, in my mind, I wanted him to be like me. Take your dirty clothes, take them to the bathroom, put them in the hamper. But it's little things like that, adding up over time, is what becomes major in families. And think about it, it's because you want him to be like you. You want him to do things the way you want him to do, which is basic control. Are you all with me? So what I learned to do was I learned to, when he came in and he did that, I learned to go and pick it up. I learned that when he left his dishes, oh no, we worked the toilet situation out good. He has his bathroom, I got mine. Thank you, Jesus. God is good. When he leaves his his cap, comes in with a dirty cap and he puts it on the table in the living room or in the dining room, I have learned to just go and pick it up and take it and throw it in his closet. But I don't let him see me do that. Throwing it in his closet, that's my way of... But you'll understand what I mean. We're all different. And it's our differences is what gives us the ability to expand, to grow, to build. Really. If your spouse was exactly like you all be doing the same thing, going nowhere. That other person, your spouse, he comes in with a different perspective. So women, we've got to learn how to let our husbands be the man that God intended them to be. And the husbands, they are not created to do things the way we do it. They weren't created to do that. They were created to do it, I hate to say this, but the exact opposite. But what does that do? What does that do for you? You have a choice. Either be very angry and complain and gripe, like what I used to do before, and remind him, is that yours then? What you gonna do with it? Or you pick it up and let the peace of God and let the long suffering of God develop and grow. And you know what that is? Those are just simply characteristics of love. We want to love the world, but we can't love our house, what's in our household. You got to be able to love what's in your household before you're an effective lover of the world. So Vashti lost her position. I want you to see what the men's face, and that's what men don't like. They don't like women that tell them what to do. Men, I want you to see this. When you operate from that place of telling men what to do, you're actually operating under the curse from Genesis chapter 3. Because that's what the word said would happen. That's the way a woman would respond to the man. You're actually living under the curse. Are you all here?
Hallelujah.
You want us to look at it? You want to look at Genesis 3? Let's go here. Come, let's go here. Most of the men aren't here, so it's okay, women. They will never know. What's spoken here stays here. All you have to do is go home and act differently. And let them try and figure out. Okay? Look at what it says. Go to Genesis 3, verse 16. To the woman he said, I will greatly multiply your pain in childbirth. In pain you will bring forth children. Yet your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you. Now, I want you to think about this. This is the curse. You all see that? This is a curse. I will greatly multiply your pain in childbirth. So, okay, we're living on a new covenant. You're pregnant, you're having children. God says, under the curse, I will greatly multiply. Well, to me, that sounds as if there would be some pain, naturally. Are you all with me? So, if you will greatly multiply under the curse, then that means that when you give birth to a child, that there would be some pain. But the curse is when it's really, really bad. Are you all with me? Okay? So let's keep going. So So before Adam sinned, the children were brought forth not in tremendous pain. Are y'all with me? But there was some pain. Are y'all there? Okay. Then it says, in